there everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai with the Fall of the Dragon Empire mod. Today we'll probably be looking at the final video of this series, since we will be completing the goal that we set out to do, which was put all of Japan under the control of the Shogunate. Or really, more so actually, rout all the supporters of the Imperial faction. Currently, the only two provinces that on mainland Japan that still supports the Emperor is the two provinces that Nobuoka has left, which is Bingo and Izumo up here. Now technically we also have the Goto Island and the what's this called? Tanegashima Island. Technically those two, but I mean, that's given that, you know, all of Japan falls under the supporters of the Shogunate. The thing though is, I own most of Japan, so depends really who controls who in this situation. But yeah, we're gonna deal with this, and looks like we're gonna have one final battle against Nobuoka. They seemingly have nothing here or nothing here, and they've decided to march all their troops that are left through the snow to attack Aki, which was a newly conquered province by Ferrand and the Marines. So they've laid them under siege. We're gonna sally forth and we're gonna kill them. For bonus episodes and stuff, because we'll probably be needing some few extra videos in between, I'll try and show off as much of the different naval stuff as much as possible, and then we can also see extra videos of us going up against the Koreans, because we haven't met the Koreans so far, or we haven't fought them so far, I should say. So that could be bonus videos for this campaign, and also naval battles. I think we want to test out the ironclads, mostly so because I've been able to develop the ramming ability, and I would very much like for a big ironclad to just crush through some of those wooden ships. But with that said, we should, you know, get to it, shall we? So it's high time to end our enemies. The enemy deploys about 13,000, actually 14,000, I'd say. 14,000 against our 4,000. The first army starts with a mortar, the second army gets an Armstrong gun and a few imported field guns, and so forth. Quite a lot of enemies, quite a lot of tier 2 units, but I still think I've got it in the bag. And so with that, let's go forth and leave our castle, leave safety of the castle, and rout the supporters of the Emperor. And there we're off. We're starting firing shrapnel right down the center of the enemy force. Since there's so many enemy forces coming as reinforcements, I'm gonna hold off for any major movements. They're all coming up right behind them, which I should have figured out from the start. Looks like they're being reinforced by both the armies at the same time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send the Marines to take this hill right here, and hopefully be able to flank the enemy force with that. Oh, here comes enemy shots. Here I'm going to layer the troops on the hills. We're going to have 2 units there. And I'm going to bring forwards these two. And then we're going to bring forwards these troops right here, with one extra out the flank. Need to make sure that we've got everyone on guard mode. We're gonna send 2 cavalry units over to the right and left. Oh, we actually do have enemies already on top of the hill. Right, Marines. Quickly into lines and prepare to deal with the legation guards that is coming down over there. Concentration of enemy troops right here, which is perfect where I need to aim my guns. My infantry started opening up fire on a number of places. Still receiving some artillery fire over here. These should be ready and able to fire as soon as they get a better angle, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing right now. Looks like these are lining up to fire at us. Why aren't you guys... I'll have two form into line like this, and then I'll have two already set to climb the hill, although walk. We are receiving some fire. Well, these guys are coming, they're coming really close there. Hold fire. Infantry can still hold fire, but I want the guns now to switch to canister. They're coming really close. Seem to be firing on my guns, potentially at the general. They're going really close here. We've got enemy troops all the way out here. We'll aid this side because it's it doesn't have as many troops. Right, here we go. Here goes all the canisters. Take personal control of one of the guns. Fire an additional shot right there. How's it going over here? Oh, we did manage to force these away. There's two generals up there. Can I get both Marines coming off this way? I'm not entirely sure why the enemy army decided to march up as close as they did. God damn it, I forgot to actually ordering in the charge. Let's see. Right. You know what? Let's not wait for the enemy to get closer. I want to charge after. Let's make sure that we don't need to fight these guys again. Now there's concentration of enemy troops right there. The cavalry have not been able to break through here. Disappointed. And now they're slightly tired. They have... there we go. But I'll order them to hold now. We do still have cavalry on this side. They can be moved in. Right, the generals left. Finally I can get up on the high ground. Maybe I should bring up the artillery there as well. Oh, not the artillery. The horsemen. So we can get around. Alright, we're getting a little bit too close here. Are we not? They're ordering in a counter charge. Alright, we're starting to fire on them. Not entirely sure what the AI is thinking here. Going for a frontal attack. Give me more shrapnel if you please. Alright, now they're starting to fire back at us. The cavalry has been able to get into the flank. A lot of these units are already wavering, but they're also turning to face us. Right, I want the cavalry to speed up a little bit, to get up in position there. We've got lots of troops routing there. The route kind of went through, and as I didn't want to let up on my attack, we have now been able to sort of continue the route through the new fresh troops. We've got something going on here. Oh, the enemy general turned up. I still have one of the cavalry units. Get that mortar, and then I want the rest of the Marines to go through. See if we can't get around. We've got a number of units that are not fighting here. We should push through. The cavalry is now very tired, and I'll retire them for a bit and allow the units to get free range of fire on that and absolutely destroy them. The thing is, this is like it in terms of resistance here. So we should start to advance quite heavily. We're coming in right on top of these guys. So I'll order them to halt. Right, you managed to get through there. Continue through. We do have some reinforcements that is coming through all the way over here. But a large amount of troops are fleeing. I'm hoping to kill as many of them as possible, rather than having to fight them twice. Right. I imagine a lot of them are gonna die in the snow anyways. Cavalry push through. Oh, cadets. Alright, now you deploy. You tired from fighting all of that? There is where I want to block off with the cavalry.
You have triumphed over the enemy.
Right, my cavalry units fighting hard over there. They're very tired. Not too far actually, we can set them up here. Cannons, slow to join the battlefield. Right, continue towards that hill. And it looks like we've forced the enemy off here. We've got a massive wave of enemy troops retreating. Right, get the cavalry in there. Marines forward. The rest of the troops forward. Get in there, start destroying them. Oh, looks like their guns are retreating as well, quickly after a few shots. And there, it's actually a victory. I had a 4,000 men army going up against 14,000. I was able to win it within 10 minutes. The enemy army just collapsed right away. And we're gonna... There's a lot of them though, as you can see right there. There's a lot of them that have been able to escape, unfortunately. Hopefully I can sort of remedy that by setting up my troops to shoot down a lot of the fleeing ones, and also have the cavalry ride them down. It might be better to move the cavalry now because there's a risk of them getting shot. We'll continue the fight here for a little bit, just to get rid of as many of these as possible. I fear though quite a few thousand enemies have most likely been able to retreat from this ground. Yeah, I lost. I can see I'm shooting down tons of my own cavalrymen. But yeah, there we go. We are victorious. Here's the result of that battle. We deployed 4,000 men, and 14,000 was what the enemy deployed. We ended up only losing 313, where almost more than 60, 70-ish men were killed by ourselves. So we killed almost a third of all our own casualties. The enemy, though, lost 8,658 men. Unfortunately, 5,500 remain. Highest killers goes to the Saber Cavalry, no surprise there. The Marines, unfortunately, didn't kill as many, but they were stuck on my flanking mission. Right. We do have... Is this the faction leader? No, it's just a general. Where is the faction leader then? Maybe I have misspoken. Maybe this is not the last battle, seeing as though this is not the final general. Or maybe he's died in this battle and I didn't pay attention, and he's now gonna spawn back here. Or a new one is gonna spawn back there. Anyways, I'm going to end turn, and then we're going to push forward and take these two final castles. Right out of the battle here, we have detected an enemy assassin. A 1-star bastard. Army sabotage is his specialty. Now, I wanted to use my assassin to go ahead and take a look at what the... Oh, look at that! The enemy's... capital, bingo, has been taken over by Fukuyama. Fukuyama pushed in and took that. Huh. Then I no longer need these ships right here, and I can instead go after... I know which fleet that I want to go after, and it's not this one. It's this Chinese one that was... Before, anyways, it was blocking this strait, so I couldn't get my agents across, and neither my Armstrong guns. So that one, I'm gonna take out. We're gonna take this guy out. He gets assassinated, and that means that I don't need to push forward here. Instead, I need to push forward through here. You really can't get around the town, can you? Now, I have 3 armies here, so even if we lose a few men... Oh, I just got the agent. That was not my intention. I've got 3 armies here, so even if we lose a few men in the snow, it's not that bad, because... God damn it, the town is in the way. For everyone. Everyone has to go into the town. I liked how I sent this guy into town, but the agent decided to stay put.
I say, what?
I say? You say a lot. What? Constructions. Nothing really interesting at this point. Right. Before we go ahead and have that siege, let's go ahead and bombard this area again. Really turn them into rubble. Interesting how, I mean, the star means capital. Why did these guys move the here to the front line? Anyways, let's go ahead and ram some Chinese blockade fleet. Right. So it's old Chinese junks. A lot of junk on the sea. Bokobaya and Kanonbune. Right. Let's sink these bastards. And as you can see, we are now approaching the enemy fleet with our large French ironclads. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and go into regular mode here, and we are receiving fire and we are returning fire. I will order my ships to hold fire to begin with, I think we've got a good chance here, but I want to wait a little bit longer before I order in the ramming ability. Aiming in here on the ship. Actually, what I want to do is I probably want to get rid of this little bastard so he's not in the way. He's gonna go right ahead of us. Alright, you know what? Full speed ahead! And fire it well. Okay, so it looks like we rammed that bastard. We're about to ram this one. And let's see. I think we rammed the cannonbunner. Just slowly sinking here. And we're now going straight for this junk right here. Hitting it in the side. And while we go through the fleet...
Sir, a ship is on fire. The crew don't stand
Which
a
one
chance.
is on fire? You are on fire. Stray shot from friendly ship, I imagine. And there goes that junk. And within seconds, I have reduced the blockading fleet to absolute rubble. Our waterways are now open. I'm gonna put my fleet in the way here instead, making sure that the Chinese have to go all the way around. And if they go around, they get hit by this fleet instead. I'm sure it's gonna snag... No, did not snag onto that. Right, we need to end turn once more, and then head up to destroy what's left of this town. And then I am in final control of Japan. There was an assassination attempt over here, so they still have some assassins left apparently, trying to exact revenge on the French. And we have an army here. The general, of course, as this fell, then they couldn't go there, so they're trying their best to get back to the only holding they have. Oh, this area is already under siege by our ally. And they've brought their navies as well. And I just bombarded the place, killing hundreds of enemy troops. They basically have nothing. I'm going to... What we'll do is we'll send one of our generals forward. The main one, Izzy. He will situate himself right there. And once they attack, we will aid them in the conquest of that province. Meanwhile, I'll order these two generals to intercept this bastard. This does not have a faction leader, so I'm guessing... Wait, do they even have a faction leader at this point? What's this? The Fukuyamas. The Fukuyamas are stupid. I do not know why they keep breaking our alliances. Well, now I know. They want money.
Makes for strange and sometimes unwelcome encounters.
I'm sure... Exchange hostages. I would like to maybe take a hostage if they would have one. Maybe then they keep breaking it. It's probably because they're ambitious, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Let's see, take a look at Nobioka. Yeah, they do not have a proper faction leader.
Speak quickly. Your presence is not
They are
entirely
satisfied. I could probably ask for everything, but there's no point at this point. Because they won't change. I mean, they're still, you know, supporters of the Emperor, but most of them are at this point foreigners. There's only 2 factions, as I already mentioned, the 2 islands that hold on to their pro-Emperor status, and then obviously foreigners as the Koreans, the Chinese, and the Russians. The Prussians are hostile to us. Allies with an enemy faction. The thing is, you are not enemy with anyone that we're allied with, so I don't see why that's a thing. Territorial expansion, I can definitely understand that. We do have military alliance, which takes that out. Gifts appreciated, 90. Same state allegiance, trade agreements, peace treaty, faction leader commands respect, +2? Is that only +2? I don't know how that alliance with an enemy works, because whatever. Right. Oh, we're being bombarded by the Chinese. Should run through this fleet again as well, if it weren't completely useless at this point. Right. Let's go ahead and end turn then, and finalize the defeat over here. And maybe what we do, because now we completely missed the siege there, what we should do is we should gather the fleets and pick up armies to send to these islands to make sure that we complete it completely. So, Tanegashima and whatever they are, Goto Island. So we'll completely take them out. We'll pick up the Marines through here, and then we can pick up one of these armies here. I actually did fight a battle with this army. The God Zouaves tier 2, their skins are screwed over. So that's something that needs to be noted, that needs to be fixed, because they are not... they basically look like their skin has been turned inside out. Not very appealing. Not very appealing at all. We'll stack an army with cannons maybe as we go for one of the island castles. Right, let's go ahead and end turn then, and to finish this. The Koreans have decided to attack my ally, the Russians. I will honor the alliance and enter on the side of my ally. What's this then? The enemy force that came through the mountain has... This is not even the general that we've been looking for from the mountain pass. These are 2 completely different forces that have turned up. The thing though is, this time around we are the ones deploying 14,000 men against the enemies 8,000. So a little bit better result for them. Right. We did get another field battle here against the Nobioka. A last desperate attempt to make anything out of their situation. The reinforcement is marching in to aid the castle. Oh, these skins are awful as well. I must have missed that as well. Look at these. No, that's the Lancers. No, it's the tier 2 units. The tier 2 Grenadiers. Guard Grenadiers. I thought they were fine. Wait, haven't
Lancier.
I seen these before and then they were fine? Or were they the tier 1s? They have a face on the hat. Wait, they have multiple faces, I think. Oh, never mind that. Okay, look at this. Guard Suaves. They are also... No! They are fine now. Okay, so it's a temporary bug of some sort? Alright, we need to start marching the reinforcements here. Which is... there's a lot of it. Right, forward. Actually do it at a reasonable tempo. Meanwhile, we go over to the castle, where I have my levied Europeans stationed on the walls, putting down fire on the approaching enemies. If the enemy just stopped and fired, they could probably overwhelm the walls with firepower, but they're not. Did they bring any bow units? There's a bow Ashigaru. That one could probably do some damage to us. Otherwise, I think the castle might be able to complete this on its own. There's a big reinforcement of the enemy coming through here. Let's see. How much cavalry did I get? We got the Emperor's Dragoons. Can get them quickly here. And then we got the Lancers. Got the 2 generals. Got the Guard Suaves. Guard Grenadiers. And then all the infantry. That's about it. None of the cannons came through with the reinforcement armies. I think these armies will do fine. And the mortars aid out. There's so many enemies right here. So I feel like we could focus the mortar fire to land around there and do a lot of damage on the enemy as they're trying to climb. They're trying to climb here as well. I'll order the spearmen to attack. Right, the cavalry's made its way here. Let's get the Emperor's Dragoons out here. And then prepare the Lancers. The enemy is tired. It has just come up from the side there. I'm going to order the Emperor's Dragoons to move forward. I'm going to tell them to hold fire. Try not to shoot each other. Although Shogun is pretty good at avoiding. Right, they fired at us first. Did very poorly. We did return fire. And that did actually a lot of damage. Okay, this guy out here is not going to do well. Okay, we're going to pull back. We fired once. We did quite a bit of damage. I wish that we would have been able to maybe add on to this with a little bit of artillery.
An enemy tower is yours, General.
An enemy tower? They don't have any towers. What are you talking about? I only got 2 of them. Right, here we go. Here we go. We're riding straight into that.
Your men are routing, sir.
Is it cavalry unit or no? It's the guys inside. Right, we did complete frontal charges with the Lancers. One's gonna sneak around. These 2 will attack like that, and these 2 will swing around, come around through the back. You will attack the bow Ashigaru. do a bit of rallying. The Lancers went in the back. There's so many troops here. Let's check on the strength of these. Fine for now. Alright, the enemy was dealt with over there. Let's organize the Dragoons. Let's pull this guy back. And then hit them again. The cavalry is starting to get tired now. Let's get the generals out of the way. Get the cavalry to pull back. This one to come back in.
A unit is running from the battlefield, sir.
And now get the troops in. Oh, the Lancer charge was held up there. It didn't really work out. Right, Lancers, pull back. We've got the Guard Zouaves coming in. And they're gonna take over here. This Lancer's still holding on, even though his charge didn't go too well. Generals should probably try and defend themselves. The troops are coming up, setting up into position. You're getting hit again. We're gonna pull you back. Right, as soon as I kind of get these guys going, I think that's when we're gonna see more casualties mounting among the enemy. Surprised this part still stands. The general's just sitting here firing pistols into the flank of these guys. We're gonna start seeing damage being done in a big way on the enemy. Alright, Emperor's Dragoons. We'll order them in for a strike. Lots of troops being retreating over there. The Emperor's Dragoons charging in. And we can get the infantry to join in here for a large bayonet charge. Now that seems to be doing the trick here, as the cavalry is going in. The Emperor's Dragoons with the repeated charges. The enemy is now slowly withering away. Yeah, they're giving way. Forward as quickly as possible. Yep, they're gone. Let's get the Emperor's Dragoons over there, and then on the Lancers there, and the Guard Zouaves charging through that. Here's some two small units. Did they get through the castles anywhere? They managed to take control of this bit for a little bit. They took here for a second or two, but right now what's left is these two units. I'm gonna ride up the generals and have them deal the final blow here, while the Emperor's Dragoons, the Lancers ride down the retreating force, and then of course having the Guard Zouaves run through and kill a load of these. Right, oh, they've turned to face us. Risky business here for the generals. But they were able to take these forces out. And just as he cut the throat of that guy, we have victory. Here's the result of the battle. We deployed 14,000 men, close to 15,000 actually, against 8,000 of the enemy. They lost 6,500, so only 2,000 remaining. We, on the other hand, lost 2,000 men. Most of it being levies and spearmen, and so from the defenders of the castle. And yes, let's go ahead and take a look. Emperor's Dragoons are the ones that kill the most. Followed, the Guard Lancers don't even end up there. But the Guard Lancers did a lot. But you see they gained chevrons. A lot of what they did was to get, you know, really break the enemy down there in the beginning. And then it was arguably when the Guard Zouaves started shooting. Seems to have not... I mean, it's a culminating effect of all these. The charges in the beginning, the Emperor's Dragoons firing, and all of this. Right. Oh, did they move into the castle? And here's the setup for this siege. The final castle of the Nobioka clan is now being invaded. It's an army led by the son and heir of the... What is this clan? Is it the Fukuyamas? No, this is the Miyasu clan. They are leading the charge. And we have a total force of 20,000 men ready to attack this castle against only 5,000 defenders. Right. Let's go ahead and burn it to the ground.
Their tower is down, sir. Take advantage of it.
Castle under siege. I didn't think they had... Oh, it's not. It's the Chinese that are laying siege. It's not me. Military advisor gains rank. Tactical withdrawal. Springtime. Right. It's the traditional army that I purchased from the Chinese that is being laid under siege. Oh, they've got Tiger cannon, rockets. The Chinese are starting to get some interesting things in their army. Unfortunately for them, their empire does not look to be doing too well. Why is this green? It also looks... Whoa, the Russians have made great gains all of a sudden. Somehow they managed to take my province. How much has the Russian gained? While the Prussians fell back, they still at 7. The Russians are now up at 8 provinces. So the Russians have been able to kick the Chinese around here in the north. Wonder if the Russians, have they perhaps been able to capture the northern port? Am I able to trade with them? No. They're not trading with anyone. I mean, they must be close to the border with the Koreans, but we don't know anything that goes up on around here. I do have one unit here
Ready for orders. Make haste, man.
that could possibly make it if it weren't for the fact that he was ambushed here. Oh, they're making a lot of cannons up here. Oh, tier 2 Krupp artillery? Huh. It's a bit weird how they get... They're building German artillery units when they're at war with the Germans. Nobioka is destroyed, And with that, I've completed the task. See, I only went for the... I'm talking about going for the islands, but the islands were only really interesting when I thought that there wasn't gonna be much fighting around, you know, here, because the enemy was taking everything. The enemy and my allies, and the enemy getting crushed left, right, and center. Now it's only making sure that my allies... Well, at this point, I am victorious. We can see it now. All of it is green. It's all supporters of the shogunate. Only the 2 shit islands, but I don't know. I'm sure it only will amount to sieges. I don't think the islanders will be able to put up any significant resistance here. And the police and every agent and so on will come in and do their job. So yes, we are victorious. What I will go ahead and do is perhaps extra videos of me invading Korea and possibly fighting the Chinese or something, or maybe if I'm able to fight the Russians, I think, because the Russians are supporters of the Emperor. And that will be like extra videos. If anyone has any idea for custom battles as well, someone wanted, I remember someone wanted just like a big slaughter of the Chinese. Well, not exactly that it was that he had anything against the Chinese. I just think he wanted, you know, a slaughter video where, you know, thousands of troops would be slaughtered by machine guns and artillery. I think that's what he was looking for, rather than anything against, specifically against the Chinese. But something like that could definitely be done. Maybe showing a little bit, I'm thinking, you know, maybe building some scenarios around the other factions that we haven't really seen, like the German faction, the Russian and so on, and some of the other these factions. Probably something more extending around the naval models, which have been, you know, for the French, they only have one, you know, extra model, and it's awful. So we probably should take a look at some of the other ones, more oppressive ones, and do some battles around those. Although probably fit a few battles within those, since naval battles could go pretty quickly, especially with the amount of firepower these ships bring. But enough of that. The Emperor, I mean, no, the Emperor is gone, or he's subdued again, and the Shogun stays in power. And with that, I will say, as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!